What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noel Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is the master editor himself, Mr. Pedro.
Hi everybody, I'm Pedro's Creative Tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printed projects feature electronics from Adafruit.
That's right, the show we combine 3D printing and pumpkins to make inspirational projects for you folks. Welcome everybody to the show. Let's go ahead and kick off the show with today's coupon code. It is pumpkinfruit. Pumpkinfruit. So you want to check out anything in the Adafruit shop, you can use pumpkinfruit at checkout and get 10% off your entire order. That's very nice. It's going to work with everything in the shop except for gift certificates and subscriptions to Adabox.
That is right.
Hey, you know what? I just remembered. If you go to adafruit.com/Adabox, we got a little, ooh, we have a counter on the website. It says you have 32 days, 12 hours, 57 minutes, and a couple of seconds to get in on the action for Adabox. Their subscription service happens quarterly. Check it out. I think you'll have some fun stuff coming this holiday.
I think all the boxes are already being set up, getting ready to ship, so definitely sign up. You don't want to miss out on the next Adabox.
Yeah, it changes
It's
color.
the holiday edition.
Sweet. And you could also purchase some of the previous Adaboxes as we have them in stock. Okay. I'm thinking, like, how am I going to fix this thing? I forgot to set up the website piece. Whatever, let's keep moving. We have same-day delivery as an option. If you go to adafruit.com/shipping, you can see all the different tiers of shipping. Yeah, all the different options for shipping. We also have some really nice distributors if you're outside of the United States. Check out adafruit.com/distributors and see if you have any local distributors in your area. Speaking of orders, we have some freebie deals going on. If you go to adafruit.com/free, you can see all the different deals. We had some really cool Halloween-related stuff, but, well, supplies last, right? While supplies last, and they are all out. Okay, Pedro's going to shout out people in the chat room while I debug our screen capture.
Giving a shout out to everybody in the chat rooms. We're hanging out in the Discord, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Thank you all for joining us this morning.
Yes, thank you so much. And there we go. Almost there, folks. There we go. I'm getting my tabs ready. Yay, we got some new stuff with Discord. I'm late to the game. So we're hanging out now in the live chat room. Hey, folks. I like to call everybody folks because that's the way I roll. Yeah, this is a great place to share your projects and all the good stuff with the community. And there we are. So if you want to say hi, we'll be there. And it's a great little chat for 24/7 that happens. Adafruit Discord server. I got a little banner for it as well. Bam, there it is. In the invite code to go there if you were not a member yet. It's free to do so. Discord.gg/Adafruit. And we're hanging out there now. Whew. I had a lot of little props and things to set up before the show. Last minute things like my monster mask. Cool. Let's see. Okay, dead air. Here we go. We're going to jump into this week's project, which is a pumpkin with Bluefruit. There it is. So if you go to learn.adafruit.com, you can see this is this week's 3D printed project. I think we should do a demo before we walk through the Learn Guide. Let me see if my camera is set up. Yeah, sweet. So check out these pumpkins. They are not 3D printed. They are not 3D printed, but the bottom piece is 3D printed. So these are like these kind of inexpensive pumpkins. Here's one. And they come with this like plastic piece here that it has some screws. You can take it out. It's got a single LED and a AA battery pack. And it just has a single LED. And sometimes it doesn't work because it's a cheap switch. Look at that. Hello. So what we did was we thought, hey, why don't we stick a circuit playground in here? But let's be a little bit more creative about it. So what we did was we 3D printed, well, we designed it first, right? We designed this custom little mount that holds a STEMMA speaker and the circuit playground Bluefruit. So that means we can use the Adafruit app and we can trigger some lights, not just lights, but also some sounds. And I recorded some audio samples to kind of make it a little bit more fun and interesting. There's lots of different sensors as well, so you could really make this project much more interactive. Your pumpkin head. And we have some other ones. Yes, you do. And what are you programmed in? So you can kind of make this into sort of a, I don't know, not a ventriloquist dummy, but something close to that. So there's up to, so the way I'm triggering it is using the Adafruit BLE Connect app for iOS and Android. You can use the control pad to trigger different things. So this is a really great way to kind of make an interactive prop that has sound effects. You can trigger neopixels, and you can make it as crazy elaborate or as simple as you want. So this could work. Maybe I was thinking maybe we put this inside like a fake Christmas present, and make it so that it's like you shake it and maybe it makes sounds and things like that. That'd be kind of interesting. So back to the pumpkin, I guess. I drilled a hole in the back here to fit one of these lovely panel-mounted toggle switches. That way I have a really nice tactile way to turn it on and off. So you can do it that way. When I turn it off, the BLE app will let you know, hey, you disconnected. So I'll turn it on again, just give you an idea of what it looks like. We have several BLE devices going on right now, so they have unique IDs here, so that's nice. I think this is the right one. If not, we'll be triggering some in the background here. These are some real pumpkins that we carved yesterday, and they also have Bluefruits inside of them. So I'm going to connect to this one, see what happens there. Oh, I can tell this is not the right one because there's a lot of organic matter in the way. So let's not connect to that one. How about the 5569 one? There we go. Go to the controller pad. Let me go back there. So this is the menu, the modules. I'm going to click on controller, and then you have two modules. You can do the color picker, or you can do the control pad. So not just the control pad. He smells children. We can also use the iOS app. I mean what is this thing
Apple
called?
Watch.
The Apple Watch. So the Bluefruit LE Connect app also works with the Apple Watch. So I'm going to click that. I have two different modes here. I can do just like you see here. I have the control pad and color picker. I can trigger them here, but I could also use the color swatches here. So I'm going to go to color picker, and you have the option to do RGB or palettes. Palettes are preset swatches, and I can just kind of quickly pick one of these guys. And there's a pumpkin. So this works up to 75 feet or 22 meters. And I can just pick all these colors and control it wirelessly. Really fun story is when I gave this to our kiddo, my nephew, Pedro-san Gavin, he picked it up, he turned it on, he's like, hey, there's nothing, it doesn't work. So I said, oh, just go over there, go close to the TV. And then I was triggering it. He was like, ah! It was really funny because he didn't know that I was triggering them with the iPhone. So kind of a fun way to make sort of a little kind of a prankish prop. And I was like, go ahead, give it a shake. And I was like, you know, you could actually use the accelerometer to do some fun stuff. But this, you know, I was just triggering different things and having fun with it. So he thought that was really, really fun. The code is super easy to modify. It is all written in CircuitPython. So when you plug the device with the USB cable to your computer, the code, the libraries, and the audio WAV files all show up as a USB drive. So you can run this on any computer, modify it on any computer that has a USB port, which is really nice. And that's the whole kind of purpose of CircuitPython. So yeah, that is our upcycled pumpkin. I have this one here just to kind of show that there's lots of different styles of these pumpkins, and they all seem to have the same kind of bottom here. This is like what it looks like. Most of this piece here is really for the AA battery pack, but I'm using our LiPo battery, our 500 milliamp LiPo battery, because I got it nicely sandwiched in there. So let's go ahead and jump into the Learn Guide. So if you head on over to learn.adafruit.com, you can see we got a nice Learn Guide for you. So this walks you through all of the steps, all of the software in great detail. So you can check it out.
Even more so than the past BLE projects, this actually tells you exactly how to install all of the necessary files that you need to get it running on all your devices in your watch.
Yeah, so if you're completely new to the Bluefruit app or any of the Adafruit stuff, we really work hard to make this so that anybody who's really new to this can get in, because everything is really laid out for you.
Yeah, I apologize. There was a couple of steps missing from the past projects. This one fully details out every single step you need.
Yeah. I also have a prerequisite guide that really walks through how to make a slide switch adapter. We did this, I think, a year ago, and this just really walks you through why you want to make a slide switch adapter, and we'll walk through that in a minute here. We do have the Circuit Playground Bluefruit in stock right now. We have a bunch of them in stock, so definitely check it out if you don't have one yet. Definitely consider picking one up. We have lots of great projects that are already up. So why don't we go down here, and you can see all the different projects that are, well, ready for it.
Don't let the fact fool you, or don't let the alpha title scare you.
Right.
There are a ton.
Lamar made it alpha just so that she has the right to move anything around if she has to. I don't think she will be, but maybe she might. So here are all the different projects that we already have with it. You can see we got the cauldron and the pumpkin. We even have a nice one here that uses the gizmo to do some image transferring over the air. And we can also make it into a nice music instrument as well. So check those out. And we can jump back into the Learn Guide. So you can see there's a lot of fun stuff going on with the Bluefruit Circuit Playground. For the battery, you have an option to pick whatever type of battery. I'm using this one because it fits inside the pumpkin. Same thing with the slide switch. We have a lot of different ways to turn it on and off. I like using this slide switch because it's really easy to panel mount it. The STEMMA Speaker is a fairly new little board that has a built-in amplifier and a speaker to get more audio out of your Circuit Playground. The effects will run through the Circuit Playground's built-in speaker. It's a little muffled, it's kind of tiny, it's meant for kind of beeps and bloops. It will work, but definitely the STEMMA Speaker will give you a lot more punch out of your audio. I have these little connectors here that are JST connectors. This is for building the slide switch. And for connecting the STEMMA Speaker to the Circuit Playground Express or Circuit Playground Bluefruit, you could use some alligator clips, but in this one, because I really need it to be really kind of hidden and embedded, I opted in to use some of this silicone cover stranded core ribbon cable. Really nice wire. It's our favorite wire because
our new favorite wire.
It just makes everything neat because it's already bundled in a ribbon format.
In the past, we used these lovely colored ones, but after you start using more than two, we got tired of using heat shrink to sort of build a ribbon out of them. This is a lot more easier since it's already done for you.
Yeah, and it keeps it nice and neat. As an optional, Lamar had an idea of throwing this one up here. It is a built-in switch with the JST connectors already on it. It's a little bit chunky, and you could do it for maybe a bigger build, but for this build, I really want it to be everything inside the pumpkin. So that's why I opted in for building my own slide switch adapter. But hey, we sell these as well. Maybe you didn't see this before, so there you go. It's got a nice chunky on and off switch. Maybe you have a project that really needs a tactile feel to it. This is a nice one as well. Okay, let's jump into the circuit diagrams to see how the connections, there's only 3 connections coming out of the STEMMA speaker. They're going into what, the audio, I think it's A0, and the voltage out here, and then we have a ground connection here. I'm soldering to it, but you could also use the alligator clips if you'd like. The slide switch here it's pretty much just wired in line with the voltage wire, which is this red one here. And that's pretty much it for that. Pretty simple, and I have it also broken out into words here if you want to read it. Yeah. The battery is connected straight up into that, is it a male? Yeah, the male JST connector here, just so that we don't have to disconnect the battery, right? You can use the slide switch to turn off, to cut the power, basically. Yeah, so that's really straightforward, really easy. I skipped this part, but if you like our wiring diagrams, we have a nice download link for the software that we use to create these wiring diagrams. It's called Fritzing. It's an open source free download, free software. And we have a library as well for all the parts. So you can see we have the STEMMA speaker and the Bluefruit Circuit Playground board and batteries. We also have toggle switches. You can see that we have a bunch of different parts for Fritzing software. So check those out if you are interested in making your own lovely diagrams. All right, let's jump into the software part of this. This is, of course, using CircuitPython. So this walks you through installing CircuitPython. The first thing you probably want to do is set up the Mu Python editor, which works really well with Adafruit's hardware. So check that out. It's a nice lightweight Python editor. And then this quick start will get you quickly started with installing the latest version of CircuitPython. Yay. So you can download that by heading over to circuitpython.org. So if we go over here, circuitpython.org, and then click on the downloads page, you can see all the lovely software, all the lovely hardware that is supported for CircuitPython. Boy, golly, do we have a bunch of it. And not all of it is Adafruit's hardware. There's a lot of hardware from the community and even SparkFun and other fine folks. So you can check all the different hardware that is supported here. Ah, look at that, meow meow, very cool. If we keep scrolling down, I might have missed it. I'm looking for the circuit, there it is. You could search for it as well, but here's the Circuit Playground Bluefruit. You can see here we're in Alpha 4, and you can check it out by just hitting that download UF2 button. When you download that file, you can put your Circuit Playground Bluefruit into the bootloader mode by double tapping that reset button, and then you can, it'll show up as a Circuit Play boot drive. It's all laid out here. You just drag and drop that UF2 file onto the USB drive, and it automatically flashes itself with the latest version of CircuitPython. Really easy and very intuitive. When it comes to the libraries, we have a download link as well that you can hop on over here, and you can just download the libraries. The latest is 5.x, so you can download that whole set of libraries. This right here will walk you through which libraries this project uses. It's using the BLE library, the bus device library, NeoPixel, and Simple.io. So check those out. You can get those, just drag those over into a lib folder on your CircuitPy drive. The code, the original sketch was written by John Galliffer. Shout out to John Galliffer. He wrote a really nice example sketch that uses the Bluefruit LE Connect app as well. So I went here and modified it a little bit so that the sounds reside in a sounds folder. Makes it a little bit cleaner. And then I added some of my own colors here as well. So really nice example sketch for folks that are getting started with Python and the CircuitPython libraries. You can see here we have a nice while loop, and we have some if statements here. You can see the buttons are worded just as, or labeled as you would expect. So we have buttons 1 through 4, up, down, left, and right. So you have a total of 8 different button triggers. Yeah, so it's really simple. I walk you through uploading your sound files. I have provided a zip file that contains all the sounds. They're actually recorded by myself. I recorded them, and I used some software to pitch bend it so that it's got like a demon-esque sound. I just pitched it down. Yeah, so that was fun. So when it comes to what type of audio formats is supported for CircuitPython, 16-bit mono, 22 kilohertz wave. You could use some 44 kilohertz, but we want you to have, or you have some smaller files. There you go.
As much space as possible.
Yeah, so you have 2 megabyte storage on board, so we want you to kind of have the most space that you can. And then when it comes to NeoPixel colors, they're all, you can make your own here. I just added some there. And that's really it. So if you want some more details, you can walk through it yourself and really read it thoroughly. Hopefully it's all good there. And then the next part walks you through downloading the BLE Connect app. So we have a link here that goes to the iTunes Store or the Google Play Store here if you have an Android device. And it just kind of walks you through it, and it says how to use it, just where to click really, where to tap on the app. So that's pretty much it there. All right, let's jump over to the 3D printing part. There's just 2 parts to this project. I split the mount into 2 pieces so you don't have to print with any supports. So that's really nice. So you'll just glue them together. I have the CAD files available, not just the STL files, but also the step files and the Fusion 360 assembly file. So you can check that out. I also have a GitHub repository with all of the Adafruit boards, namely the Circuit to Playground Bluefruit is added, so you can use that if you'd like. We also have a lot of other components in our GitHub repo, so check that out if you are into designing CAD stuff. All right? This one walks you through gluing the parts. You just glue them here and line up the mounting holes. There's a little notch that's meant for like kind of keying it to the bottom of the pumpkin. But that's what it looks like when you glue them together. All right, let's take a look at the toggle switch. Really simple. I walk you through the wire length for this particular project. So if you want to make it, you kind of want your wires reasonably short, but not too short and not too long, so that you have to coil wires around. So I'm using heat shrink tubing here, which is always a good thing. And I just solder it to the pins, the middle pin and one of the far left or far right pins there for the switch. Heading on over to the STEMMA speaker. Take a look at that. See that cable? The ribbon cable. This is why I like ribbon cables. It keeps it nice and neat. So I just soldered to the pads on the back of the STEMMA speaker. Why is it on the back? Mainly just for the way that the stuff is mounted. And then I'm soldering the wires on top of the circuit playground Bluefruit, again, just for kind of the way that the stuff is oriented. When it comes to the assembly, you definitely want to test your circuit first before stuffing it inside the pumpkin. All right? And this right here gives you a good idea of the type of pumpkin that is in that we're using here. You can see the 4 screws there. So it's really easy to take it out. There are tabs on the bottom of this little plastic piece that is sort of riveted to the pumpkin itself. So you can take that out easily and pop in the 3D printed piece. Let's see. So the STEMMA speaker snap fits. There's no screws needed for this one. It just snap fits into these little tabs. I am a huge fan of designing things that are snap fitted, and this is one good way to do that with the STEMMA speaker. So I'm figuring out little different ways to mount our STEMMA speaker in different orientations and different projects. This one worked out pretty well. So it's in the middle there, and then the battery gets fitted on top there. Because of the way I designed it, the battery gets it stays in place very nicely. It doesn't have too much pressure on it, which is good. You don't want to put too much pressure on a LiPo battery because it could pop. So I have the circuit playground Bluefruit fits on top and also gets snap fitted, and it just the battery just kind of rests there. And instead of connecting the battery directly to the circuit playground Bluefruit, I'm connecting it to the slide switch, which is going to be in the next piece. This one, this shot kind of shows you want to adjust your wires a bit, kind of play with that, so that you can have the best placement for your components. On to the final assembly. I did have to modify the pumpkin a little bit. I drilled a hole on the back here. It's about 6 millimeter diameter hole so that I can fit the panel-mounted toggle switch through, and then the toggle switch comes with a washer and a nut, so you can secure it to the back of the pumpkin or whatever prop you might have. So then the battery connects to the JST connector on that slide switch, and then the other JST connector goes into the circuit playground Bluefruit, so you can cut the power without having to take it apart. That's really why we have this toggle switch. And one last time, it's always good to test your circuit before kind of screwing it in, because I am reusing the screws that it comes with, that the pumpkin came with, just so it's really secured in there. There wasn't really a good way to snap fit the mount to the bottom of the pumpkin because it has these tabs already, so I figured I might as well use them and reuse the screws. So there is a little notch there that is cleverly kind of designed in the original mount, and I made the same notch so that it fits nicely in there. So there we go. Hopefully the screws, you didn't lose them like I did. And you
actually found one on the floor.
You did? You found it? Oh, good. I was like, where is it? So yeah,
the best way to find it is to walk around barefoot.
Yeah, right. Okay, so why don't we take a look here, and perhaps we take this guy out. Maybe we want to switch it here. So this is an electronic screwdriver. Adafruit stocks it. It's a really nice one if you want to kind of get this.
One of the cool things about this is that it actually loads like a USB drive when you plug it into your computer to charge.
Really?
So cool, you can adjust the hex file that's on there.
Yeah, it has like does it have an accelerometer in there that kind of?
Yeah.
kind of has these
Knows
these
which
bits
way you're
that come
turning.
out, and it knows which way you're turning. So if you want to go this way or go that way, it will know.
A little pricey, but definitely worth it when you're using a lot of screws in your project.
Right, so this just pops out now. Falls out like that. What? The LED turned on. So yeah, this guy, you know, it's nothing special. It's just like a little battery compartment here, and then the LED on top there. Here's the slide switch. I wanted to reuse the slide switch, but like I showed, it falls apart rather easily. So now we have our empty pumpkin here. These are the tabs. I use calipers to measure this, and if you download the step file or the Fusion 360 file, it's really easy to modify the sketch. I think I even use user parameters, so you don't even have to modify sketches. You can just open that and change the numbers if you're doing something different.
And we noticed that there's a couple of different sizes of these pumpkins, so you could update it to fit the different sizes.
Yeah. So I'm just going to swap this out. Oh no, my battery's dying.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, right? Always. So I'm just going to take these screws out.
Need another screwdriver?
No, I mean, the fun thing is, you know, if the battery's dead, you can still use that as a screwdriver. Is it the orientation? Something. All right, so once those screws are out, it's just kind of pop it out as well. We can see here. You want to be careful here. I'm going to disconnect the JST connectors from the whole mount there. And there you can see that's how I have the thing mounted. Yay. I don't have a hole here yet, so I can't put it in here yet. I just realized that. But there you go. It's pretty easy to swap this out and put it in a different pumpkin. Like I said, a lot of these pumpkins have different faces and different colors, so they're widely available in different retail stores. I couldn't find them online. I wanted to link it to like maybe Amazon, but alas, I could not find one. But if you look carefully at the bottom here, it has like a US patent number, and it says it's from Copyright Seasons. Ooh, so if that's helpful, I have that linked in the Learn Guide as well. So there we go. Here's the circuit in its entirety. And,
what I really like about this mount, you could definitely utilize this in a bunch of different things. I can just mount inside because it has the standoffs to support the Circuit Playground Express BLE, as well as the STEMMA speaker on the bottom.
Yeah, and the way it comes off is pretty straightforward. There's these little tabs on the side. I just keep it in there, so there's no need for screws on this piece. Here's the battery. If I ever need to recharge it, we carry little LiPo chargers that are micro USB and now USB-C. So you can charge it. I forgot to pick one up too. It's the 500 milliamp battery. Probably lasts you an hour or two, depending on your brightness when you set it up. So there's a little battery there, no glue. And here's the STEMMA speaker hanging out there. Again, we have some tabs here on the side that keep it in place. They are printed at a 45-degree angle so that you can print it without any supports. And to pop it out, you just pop it out like that. And there's our lovely circuit, bare and naked. So let's go ahead and plug the battery in. And this whole little piece here can fit in all sorts of things. Maybe have a real pumpkin. I would recommend putting it in like a Ziploc bag. It's nice and airtight. I'll go ahead and connect to it again. I think it was this one, 5569. Each device is going to have its own unique ID, so that's helpful. And acoustics, you want to be aware of acoustics, like where you put this, where you place it really, really matters if you want the most audio. So if this is pressed up against the wall, you can make it sound a little bit nicer. The STEMMA speaker also has a lovely STEMMA port here, so you can plug this in if you don't want to solder to these pads. And these pads are fairly large, so you can either sew to them or use alligator clips, so that's really nice. I just have it soldered here.
And we also have the STEMMA to alligator clips, so there's several different ways to hook this guy up.
That is right. If you remember, we have a Lego head lamp that uses the STEMMA speaker. In that one, no soldering in that one. You just plug, like Pedro said, plug in that cable, and the other end has 3 of those alligator clips that can clip onto the pads here, giant pads here on the Circuit Playground Bluefruit.
Perfect for a solderless work What's it called?
Solderless workflow?
No.
Solderless project?
What's it called? In schools or workflow? No.
We're at a loss for words right now.
Sorry, guys.
That's fine. So, pumpkins in the back here, pretty much the same. You don't need the STEMMA speaker in this case, but hey.
You don't even need any 3D printed parts
No,
to
you
keep
don't.
it nice and safe. We just have it inside of a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, let me switch to that.
Super easy. Only thing I did to this was add the little 3D printed NinjaFlex bumper on there.
Oh, for the
where am
battery.
I? For the battery,
Nice.
yeah. Just so it's nice and safe in there.
Right. You could also use the 2 AA battery pack. We sell those as well. If you want to have some rechargeable batteries that you have, you could use that as well.
So super easy way to blueify your real pumpkin.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Change the colors. Whoop.
One note is that the thicker the pumpkin is, the more harder it is going to be able to connect to the
Yeah.
BLE app.
Yeah, I noticed that. That was kind of an interesting thing. We'll have to do some more testing there. Yeah, I guess organic material can block the radio waves. Who would have thunk?
Workshop.
go.
That's what I was thinking. Workshop.
Workshop. Thank you. So yeah. I just can't stop playing that one. That was fun. Those are organic pumpkins though. So that's pretty much the project. Here's the 3D printed mount.
Tons of different uses, like you were saying. Excellent for a prank project.
I think that'd be interesting to make a little prank. Put it in like some sort of gift box. You shake it and it's like, hey,
Yeah.
help me. Or like a little boglin, like put it inside of a boglin and then kind of record your own voices. That'd be really fun. The kids love it, man. So
Yeah.
that's always the best part when you
So cool.
give a kid a project and you're kind of playing with them.
Instantly start playing with it.
Yeah, it's very fun. Sweet, so that's this week's project. Check it out. Lots of great things with the Bluefruit and more coming.
Tons more coming.
That's right. 10% off your order with coupon code pumpkinfruit.
Again, don't be scared of the alpha tag that's on the BLE CPX.
Yes, there are some.
Tons of examples you
Add
can use
another
right away.
to the list
Like
here.
this really cool one by Carter Nelson that was just released, the Playground of Phoner, based off that funny episode from Futurama.
Yeah, very cool.
So cool.
Very awesome. It uses the new TFT Gizmo, which is a little display for your Circuit Playground Express or Circuit Playground Bluefruit.
Yes. Previewed it last week. It's a really cool way to beam images right from the exact same app, BLE app for that.
Yeah, this one right here. So we already have a
Yeah.
guide by John Park on
So
how to
cool.
transfer images quickly to your display so you can make a nice picture frame. I think we're looking at some sort of ornament.
Yes.
That would be nice. Or maybe some sort of turtle.
I think we showed that off.
Yeah, we did. All right, cool. Bluefruit.
Again, coupon code is pumpkin fruit. Expires at 11:59 p.m. tonight. Works on everything except subscriptions and ADA boxes.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and jump into this week's What Are We Prototyping?
Is your mic low at all?
Hello. Hello. Did it die?
No, I don't think it died. I just see it really low. Let us know in the chat if Pedro's voice sounds a little lower than it
I'm
normal.
listening at the playback. It sounds
Oh,
fine to
okay.
me.
Okay, maybe it's just my thing.
All
Wonderful.
right, let's go ahead and jump into this week's What Are We Prototyping? Moving away from Halloween season, going into the gift giving season. Amar wanted to update one of our legacy projects to have it being updated to Python.
Yeah, so this is using the display libraries, and it's got that nice high resolution
Where am I?
240 by 240 display.
Here I am. So this was from, 2-3 years ago. Really lovely Mario Cloud. This is built and coded by the very awesome Philip Burgess.
Yeah.
And
There we go.
it's supposed to be a nice little necklace pendant with the Mario clouds. So this is using, I forgot what, like, let me go into the guide for this. I forgot what we used to build
It's
this.
I think it's like a Trinket Pro.
So this is using the TFT. There is a Trinket Pro inside. It's got the 1.4 TFT LCD screen, and there is the little vibration sensor in there, so when you shake it, it'll wake back up and show you the lovely little calming Mario clouds on it. It's supposed to be set up as a little Game Boy.
Yeah.
Take a look at the inside. You can see what this guy is running. A little Pro Trinket LiPo charger inside there with a little 100 milliamp hour battery, and like I said before, the old little TFT display. I believe this is all Arduino though.
Yeah, it is written in Arduino.
So Lamar wanted to update this guy and have it running CircuitPython. So we got the new 1.3 IPS display. So we got that lovely angle, so you don't get that.
Oh, okay.
Nice high resolution. It's the same displays that are being used on all of the Apple Watches, so it's super high res.
Go ahead and go a little bit closer. Let me see if I can focus there.
Without getting too much glare.
Is that too much over there?
So it's the exact same screen size, but look how much smaller this guy is. So it'll definitely make a more comfortable pendant to wear, isn't that?
Yes. The exposure, you just have to deal with it because it's my camera and my webcam is not the best. And I'm trying to get a good focus on it, but I keep blurring it. Sorry about that, folks.
So it's super tiny, still prototyping. Got to get the nice little details added on there to make it look like a Game Boy. Take a look at the back. You can still see I'm still designing the back and the little hook for it to go on there, but it is running a itsy bitsy M4. Got the LiPo charger on there, so we just charge this guy right through the itsy bitsy right there. And again, it's the 1.3 IPS display. Definitely check those out. We'll be doing a lot of projects with these IPS displays.
You know what's really cool about this? The clouds? They're bitmap images.
Yeah.
They're not a H file with a bunch of code. So you can go in there and swap out the image assets really easy. So maybe you don't want clouds, maybe you want toasters.
Yeah.
Maybe you want flying toasters. Well, just change the bitmap and adjust some of the height and width code, I guess, and you can have your own custom screensaver-esque, After Dark-esque,
Exactly, yeah.
little wearable pendant. Doesn't have to be wearable. It could be, I don't know, an ornament or something. So hopefully that inspires you to get creative with CircuitPython.
Yeah, the only thing missing from here is just like a accelerometer or something that will have it go into sleep mode. Nice little feature of that to save some power, but you have easy access to the on and off button, so you can easily turn that guy on and off to preserve some power.
Yep.
And I like how fast this loads as opposed to this guy over here. So that will be, I believe, next week's project. Nice little update to the Mario Clouds pendant using CircuitPython and all of our fancy new IPS displays.
Sweet.
I really love how tiny this little guy is.
You could make them bigger too if you want.
Yeah, you can. You were actually testing that out.
Yeah.
And it looks really nice. So we'll take a look at that more next week.
Sweet.
Super cool.
If you want to pick up those components, pumpkinfruit, we'll get you 10% off. Excellent. Got any questions in the chat? We good?
Somebody just asking, why are we using nothing but Macs, iMacs, Windows 10 machines? Why aren't they getting any love?
That's a good question. Some sort of conspiracy. All right.
And then people are saying how handy those STEMMA speakers are. Pity they are out of stock. It's because that's how handy they are. Everybody pick them up. Definitely make sure to sign up for the notification when those come back in stock.
Yeah. They make adding audio to your projects really easy. Sweet. Did you want to do the...
Another thing that Noah's been prototyping over here.
Yeah, I don't have a USB cable for powering the guy.
Oh, I can grab one real quick. Let's see.
Clicky.
So speaking of the gizmo that we were talking about earlier, this is a nice little way to show some nice little graphics on a turtle-themed little display.
There's Circuit Player and Bluefruit again.
That, get my battery.
Got a little hole in the back here for the USB. I think it'll fit.
I got the purple one here just in case it doesn't. There you go.
I will update this design so it has a bigger hole. That's always the challenge with these projects. Is your USB port hole big enough? So there we go. This is running the Turtle library for CircuitPython. So it's drawing these lovely snowflakes. It's using our little plastic lens. Oh man, that has a nice tight fit to it. So you can use this as a really nice fancy ornament. Running Turtle graphics. Look at that. Little magnets on the bottom here if you want to. Is this magnetic? Not really. I don't have anything magnetic like this. Let's see if you can dangle from this. How good are these magnets? They're fairly good. With all glass things, you have a limit to the viewing angle, but it looks bubbly there. So it's really neat. So of course you could also run the image transfer code, so you can transfer whatever image using the Bluefruit LE Connect app. So there you go. The little eyes here are not dual extruded, it's just a piece of filament. I just stuck that right there through his eye. So there you go, little project, little turtle, coming soon. Ooh,
super
turtle.
cute.
Turtle, turtle. All right, we're gonna jump into Community Makes, or do you want Shop Talk?
Yeah, let's do Community Makes. Maybe at the end.
Okay, Community Makes.
This week's super cool 3D printed time lapse is of this super sweet little Cheshire cat that is in form of a pumpkin.
Yeah, it's got an open bottom, so maybe you have a Circuit Playground, Bluefruit, or Express, and you want to light up your Cheshire cat. Well, it's really easy to do so.
Yep.
Just plop them right on top of the Circuit Playground.
It's really
Express
nice
or Bluefruit.
designed by Polyforge. An excellent job on making this nice little hollowed out design. And I just added the little CPX BLE with the 500 milliamp hour battery in there and a NinjaFlex bumper on there, or cover, so you can have it nicely protected.
This is using the BLE hat code
Yeah.
that was written by Dan Halbert and Aaron St. Blaine. And it uses the fancy LED library to have some nice fancy LED animations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gives it that nice flicker effect as well. Very, very cool. Let's take a look at it in the overhead here.
So what I really like about this is the use of the little Veranoid type designs along the mouth and the eyes. I like the way that the little details on there come out, even with a bunch of retraction along the Veranoid part of that.
So some tips here, no support material required.
Should
0% infill maybe.
Yeah.
That way you can save some time.
And when you have light going through, you're not going to see all of the infill for that. And it's just a nice little excellent design in terms of the pumpkin shape for that.
Oh man, I wish I had some, what do you call it? Some sound effects for the Cheshire cat laughing so we could run it through this.
All right.
So if you wanted to light it up here.
That, and it does a nice little job of illuminating the inside as well.
I am connecting. Controller, color picker. What do you want, red? Ooh.
There you go.
Yeah, I really like how all the little details give it some highlights and some shadow. It lets you see the detail really nice. And if you wanted to do, did you take the battery out?
No, disconnected.
Oh, that's odd.
So many Bluetooth devices are in there.
I think the battery died.
Oh, the battery got disconnected.
Yeah, I think I killed the
Here,
battery.
let me make that easier so we don't have to worry about battery.
Oh, I did let the
There
kid
you go.
play with it for an hour.
There you go.
All right, it's connected. Yeah, it shows up as 5569. Let me give you some life. Woo!
There we go.
So another tip, if you want different colors, you want the colors to actually show through, transparent filament's a good option. Otherwise, everything's a shade of orange. Here's green. Here's blue. It's
All
still
looks like
orange.
orange.
Yeah, so there you go. You can just do white,
There we go.
blow it out, white, all the colors.
So now this will make a nice little prop. When the trick-or-treaters are out, you can just activate some sound effects or something. Have it be hidden, like in a tree or something. Trigger those as everybody goes by. Nice little Halloween prop. Super cool.
Meow. You sure do, buddy. Excellent. There we go.
Oh, that would be cool. Yanni's saying they would stick the monster mask eyes on there.
Oh goodness, that'd be great.
So cool.
Yeah. Just leave them on there. Yeah, by the way, I'm wearing monster mask on my head. Check out
You haven't noticed.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. You can get the design. It's linked in the description. If you want to print one out, you should have enough time before Halloween. It takes about, I forgot what it said in there, like 6 hours or something. So not too bad, especially if you're not pausing for a time lapse. It should take not as long.
If you do use infill, you get this extra kind of
like little texture.
Yeah, texture on the outside. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
Just check it out. Excellent. All right, well, that's this week's community make time lapse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Melissa is saying, check the wires. That is exactly what happened.
Oh, you broke the wire.
Yep.
Pedro, how could you?
Look at that.
Yeah.
It'll be the 5th one I have to solder this week.
Okay. Maybe use a different battery. Like a USB
No,
battery
different
pack.
battery.
Right. Well, that one's been abused quite a bit. For this project, I really stressed it quite a bit. One way to avoid that is to add hot glue right to the joint, and then you'll have a little bit of strain relief. That's one tip that I should have
gaffers. You can also wrap around gaffers taped a little bit higher than the wire is.
Does gaffer leave residue?
The gaffer should not.
Okay. Well, I mean, hot glue is gonna.
Yeah, that'll be a lot more.
Maybe that's why I didn't do it. Cause yeah. All right. Well, there's some tips there. Okay. Let's run through this shop talk. We got a new 3D printer.
Yay.
And we set it up, and Pedro was going to walk through the setup.
Yeah, so the Creality CR10S version 2 was released recently. We wanted to check it out because we had such a good time with the CR10S Pro. We were looking for a printer that could print massively. Since the Type A machines we had to donate, since the collapse of the company. A bunch of the companies, actually, 3D printing companies, are going under, so we wanted to make sure that we went with one that is, nice and healthy, has nice design. One of the things that really impressed us with the last one is how everything is metal. There is no 3D printed parts on this, so you don't have
except for this end cap.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. So none of the shrouds are 3D printed. Everything is just sheet metal that's been folded. I like the funny part of that. So it comes with glass. I do have the spring metal bed for this guy.
So you could swap it out like a flexi plate?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
And it comes with all the updated drivers and the nice silent fan, so I didn't have to do any modifications on that. And it does a really good job of course, printing massive prints and all of overhangs and detail for that. So one of the first things we printed was this nice little skull mask from last week's community makes, and it does an excellent job in terms of detail, speed, and it's just so silent. I always have to look over and see, is that print still going? Because it's just so silent. So I really like the quality from this guy and the ease of use on it. Right out of the box, the leveling for it was pretty easy. It's just the classic little knobs on the bottom, each corner of the bed. And then they sent over this BL Touch so we could get even better bed leveling. It's creating that 9-point mesh, and it was super easy install.
Cool. You can upgrade it with Cura, looks like. Sweet.
Yep, the Cura profiles are actually default when you update to, 4.3 Cura. And here's a little BL Touch in action. It does an excellent job of creating that mesh for doing your bed leveling. And of course the quality is excellent on this guy, so definitely recommend it. It's about like $400 for this massive 300 by 400 millimeter tall bed or printing area, and it shipped relatively quick. So
Nice.
Super impressed with the quality that's coming out of these printers now for so friggin' cheap. I am impressed. Again, all metal.
Very nice.
Yes.
So we're doing
Super
a lot of
sturdy.
our time lapses with it. So you're using the Octolapse
Yeah.
plugin for Octoprint.
Mhm.
So we're using a Raspberry Pi to run that. So you can wirelessly control it.
Yeah.
That's nice. Sweet. So give it a
Definitely
stamp of
recommend.
approval.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Definitely
cool.
recommend this guy.
So again, this is the CR10S Pro
CR10 V2.
V2.
Yeah.
So it's fairly new, and it's from Crealty. Excellent.
Definitely check it out. One of the first things I did too was join the Facebook group to see what, like, that's like the best indicator to find out, are there any problems with this, or are any people having,
That's a good point.
you know,
So there's mods,
Quality
there
for
are
it.
people that have experience. There's lots of reviews for it, I suppose, as well.
yeah, check
So
out
you
the
can check those
Bridging
out.
on this. Does an excellent job with having both fans already on there. You don't have to add any of additional, like the Nocta fans or anything like that. It's already super quiet.
Cool. All right. Very cool.
So definitely a nice additional printer to add to your arsenal.
Yay.
cool.
Here we go. All right. Well, that's pretty much it for the show. Again, don't forget, if you want to pick up anything in either of your shop, don't pay the full price. Use our coupon code pumpkinfruit. And there'll be one later tonight, because later tonight we have Show and Tell. It's on every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. We invite all you folks to come on, show your projects, share what you're working on. It's going to be spooky-tacular because it's the Halloween edition, because tomorrow is Halloween. And shortly after that is Ask an Engineer with Lamar, Mr. Lady Ada, and Mrs. Lady Ada. So you can check it out. It'll be at 8 p.m. tonight Eastern Time. And for a super spectacular spookiness, tomorrow John Park is going live every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Get some Make Code Minutes, Make Code Game of the Week, and lots of fun extra stuff that is ready for y'all. So check it out. And I think that's going to be it for the show, folks. We'll see you tonight. But until then, don't forget
To make it a spooky.
I wanted to. Anyway, ha 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 ha. Thanks, folks. We enjoy ya, and we'll be in the Hangout there in the live broadcast. So, that's it.
See you tonight, folks.
Bye.